in Colorado is really cool, and it's mostly where all the cowboys and cowgirls roam. Sometimes we run out of food, so we try to figure out something. Probably as friends for food, we get really hungry, and our tummies just growl, and sometimes I feel like I'm going to barf because it feels bad. But I don't really know what to do.
Poverty negatively impacts students in many different ways, and this can be through things like health issues stemming from a non-nutritional diet, homelessness, lack of food, or the inability to receive medical treatment for illnesses. These factors often place more stress on a student, which can negatively impact the student's ability to succeed in school. Students living in poverty often have fewer resources at home to complete homework, study, or engage in activities that helps equip them for success during the school day. Many impoverished families lack access to computers, high-speed internet, and other materials that can help aid students outside of school.
Hunger definitely impacts my classroom. I have had students come to me upset, and it's definitely a huge issue in our small community. One student in particular, Rosie, I just really felt she wasn't really applying herself in the classroom, and I couldn't figure out where that attitude was coming from. I felt that she just really didn't care about what I wanted her to learn or that school was that important. And what I realized when I brought her in one day was the main issue was that she was hungry.
What is the poverty line? A poverty line can be described as a family of four that earns less than $23,021 a year. More than 30 million children are currently growing up in poverty, and 40% of children living in poverty aren't prepared for their primary schooling.
I struggle a lot, and most of the time it's because my stomach is really hurting, and I look at her and all I think about is food. Sometimes when I look at her, I vision her as a banana, so she goes like a banana, and everybody in the class is like apples or oranges, and then I'm like, oh great.
By the end of the 4th grade, African American, Hispanic, and low-income students are already 2 years behind grade level. By the time they reach the 12th grade, they are 4 years behind. Recent data from the U.S. Department of Education states that 40% of high-poverty schools are not getting a fair share of state or local funds. Research has also shown that many teachers in high-poverty schools are inexperienced and often less effective than their more experienced peers who are often targeted for hire by higher income schools and districts. The lack of high-quality instruction serves to only further separate academic achievement levels for students in high-poverty schools from their peers in high-income schools and districts. There are ways that we can help through culturally responsive teaching methods. A few of them would be to approach each student with an open mind and an open heart, and to learn about their lives, values, and interests. Never make assumptions about a student. Understand and recognize that school is not always a place of refuge for students. Make sure to provide all materials needed for projects or homework in the classroom, because some students may not have access to these things at home. Establish your classroom as a safe and nurturing environment where students can feel comfortable to be themselves. Try and educate yourself as a teacher about poverty and the types of obstacles that come along with it. Become culturally aware. Do not set lower or reduced expectations for these students because they can shine just as bright as everybody else. In an article by DoSomething.org, it states that, quote, in one low-income community, there was only one book for every 300 children, end quote. Having a community library in your classroom can begin to help relieve this problem. And books such as these can also help students further understand poverty and the struggles that go along with it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my project. I hope it has brought you more awareness about children in poverty and the struggles they go through each and every day.